the pistol Christina had taken and lost the extension. 4. Rick and Elizabeth watched Alexis toss the weapon but did not get her primary point about it being a PDA. 5. Jason carries the real deadly weapon in his back pocket, along with the shell housings from the crime scene. 6. Rick and Elizabeth told Pursue what they witnessed. 7. Carly vindicated Sonny, but Jocelyn, who despises him, believes her mother and Sonny did not have extramarital affairs. Overall, she believes Carly is allowing Sonny to commit murder, and she is frustrated by her mother's actions. Their battle was incredible. Laura Wright and Eden McCoy are fantastic as mother and daughter, and I wouldn't be surprised if I discovered they were actually related. 8. Fresh out of the police academy, Dex Heller pays a visit to Sonny's house with Anna and knows just where to look for Sonny's weaponry. 9. Anna notices Jason attempting to alter the doorway and confesses that he has returned to working for Sonny and is no longer a group cop. There is a lot going on here, and there are numerous ways for things to go wrong. I'm anticipating Monday's show. Will Jason leave and dispose of the weapon before Anna receives a court order for his residence as well? I adore Sonny, but I despise the fact that those who love him usually care about his life choices, whereas he rarely does. Who will take any consequences for his most recent homicide? Meanwhile, across town, Ava has abandoned her tale about Christina and is dependent on Jason for her survival. How about Ava be thankful enough to conceal a firearm for Jason when asked? Not that he would trust her with it. If the scholars continue to portray Ava as astute as anyone could believe, she will blame everything on Kate's, much as the drug exchange, and escape with Sonny. In any case, Christina needs to kill Ava, and I have no idea. Christina's memory returns, and she understands she stumbled over Jagger's pack and that Ava did not push her. Overall, why is Christina begging that Ava pass away? Is it because she feels remorse and believes Molly has a point? If Christina had not gone to Ava's to confront her, she could not have fallen, and the child would still be here. Perhaps it is easier to blame Ava than to thoroughly search in the mirror. Keep in mind that this does not excuse Molly's savage eruption at the burial ground. Nonetheless, I can see both sides of this grief. GH might do something stupid like having Christina shoot her and use post-pregnancy worry as a shield, but overall, I believe Burst returns from his vacation early, calms Christina down, and kicks Natalia out. How could you not feel compassion for Christina when she went to visit child Adela in the graveyard during a strong storm, lying on the tombstone and sobbing? It's all a lathery mess. Which, dear readers, is just how I like it. Perusers, I wonder whether you realize how fortunate you are. General Medical Clinic is the most active cleanser during the daytime. As you may be aware, I write 2 scoops for both the youthful and the anxious in GH, and you will be hard-pressed to believe that nothing as exciting as this appears to be happening in Genoa City right now. I'm not saying I don't enjoy YNR, I do, but on Thursday, I stated that more happened in the first 5 minutes of General Clinic than in the previous 2 episodes of The Young and the Restless. I believe that was precise. I haven't even gotten to Holly appearing in Fortunate's capture Sidwell's nest, or Fortunate's collaborator Isaiah being unaware in GH as everyone quickly looks for Fortunate. So Andy Wilson plays Isaiah on GH and is now in agreement, so we will eventually figure out all of the answers to our questions about him. Regardless, my most memorable question was, how old would he say he was? I looked via the internet and found no clear age. According to Backstage.com, he can play between the ages of 21 and 30, so I'm assuming he falls somewhere in that area. The explanation I'm interested in is that I can't decide if he was welcomed as another person's romantic interest or as someone's tragically missing child. I'm only striving to get a grip. If he had merely been a prop to bring Fortunate back home, he would never have reached an agreement, implying that there are plans for him. Because he is a specialist and GH requires more specialists, that is my most memorable estimate. Holly Sutton is clearly still a con woman. Intriguing. She and I are roughly the same age, therefore I need to deliver it to her. In my 60s, I lack the self-discipline required to pull off a con, or even crinkle my clothing. But, hello, Holly looks fantastic. Will she save Fortunate's life, assist him in returning home, and pay Robert a visit in the meantime? I clearly believe so. Rick is another well-known figure in Port Charles. He has a bad relationship with Elizabeth. Elizabeth stated that one thing she knows about Rick is how much he loves his daughter, although I'm not as convinced as Liz is about that fact. Rick hasn't been back to Port Charles in 10 years, thus his feelings for his girl seem more subtle to me. This week, I needed to reevaluate Rick and Nina's wedding plans. This was back when Nina was played by my all-time favorite, Michelle Stafford, to carry on the heritage of Nina's despicable mother, Madeline. When they mentioned it this week, I had to go back through 40 years of saved cleanser ideas in my head until I reached the narrative that I couldn't remember. What is Ava planning to do? She has isolated herself from almost every legal counselor in Port Charles. Scotty is missing, Alexis and Diane will most likely ignore her, and Rick has already disregarded her. That leaves Martin, who has been missing for a long period. Perhaps Sonny will let Ava obtain Diane in exchange for dropping the guardianship case and absolving Christina? Far-fetched, but feasible. Similarly, I was pleased to see Sarah Sherman from Saturday Night Live as Ms. Finch on General Hospital this week. When Lois first started worrying about her stress, we suspected that Rena Sofer was simply weary of doing the supplement, so they made up a reason for Lois to stop using it. Ms. Sherman was a pleasure, as she always is. I'm a huge fan of her specific parody on SNL, she simply excites me. When I discovered she was a GH fan and needed to be on the program, I fell even more in love with her.